Good day, everyone. We are now here live online via Zoom, joined by our beloved participants from all around the world for a little activity talk show entitled Knowing You More. And this is your host, Jovelyn Ding Lasa.
And this is Bitside Gila Cunha.
Here in our Zoom, we have Miss Paz, Miss Glipa, Miss Panilagaw, Miss Sarukam, and Miss Nias.
This activity is dedicated to our fellow friends whom we are rooting with all our hearts. Every person, regardless of status, gender, and etc., of different characteristics. Today, together, we will try to comprehend the different categories of persons with challenging traits.
This activity will help our beloved viewers in getting to know more about our fellow friends and would help them understand each one of them.
To start with, for our Zoom participants, Miss Dinglasa will give you the mechanics of our little game.
This activity game is entitled Illustrate Me. The mechanics? I will tell you the definition of each of the 8 different categories of a person with disabilities, and you will try to guess the name and draw or illustrate the said definition creatively. We will give you 5 minutes for each category.
So each participants will be having 8 outputs at the end, and these artworks will be presented on the screen. So now, participants, we will give you 3 minutes to prepare your art materials.
Are our participants ready? With that being said, let the game begin.
So for the first definition, it is formerly called mental retardation. It is the most common developmental disabilities. Children with this have significant difficulties in both intellectual functioning. Example of these difficulties is difficulties in communicating, learning, problem solving, and adaptive behavior. And also has difficulties in everyday social skills, routines, and hygiene. Your 5 minutes starts now.
Time's out. Now set aside your first work for the next definition. Children with difficulties attending and listening, delayed language skills, performing poorly at school, and lack of response to loud, sudden noises, and some of the signs of this disability. Your 5 minutes starts now.
Changed my name thinking that it would change my mind. I thought that all my problems, they would stay behind. I was a stick of dynamite and it just was a matter of time, yeah.
Time's up. Now set aside your work for the third definition. So the third definition is it is a communication disorder such as stuttering, impaired articulation, language impairment, or a voice impairment that adversely affects a child's educational performance. Your 5 minutes starts now.
It's alright, it's alright. I wrote 100 pages, but I burned them all. Yeah, I burned them all. I blow through yellow lights and don't look back at all. I don't look back at all. Looting all mine, now I can't hide.
Time's out. Now set aside your work. Before we proceed to the next definition, let us appreciate the beautiful artworks made by our friends with great talents despite having difficulties.
Having one's imperfection doesn't define one's capability. Our friends really prove that being a person with disability doesn't mean being less. It's about embracing your imperfections and make it your asset in life. Moving on, here is the fourth definition. It is a decreased ability to see to a degree that causes problems not fixable by usual means such as glasses. Some also include those who have a decreased ability to see because they do not have access to glasses or contact lenses. Your 5 minutes starts now.
Time's up! Now set aside your work for the next definition. Are persons who have had a diagnosable mental, behavioral, or emotional disorder of sufficient duration to meet diagnostic criteria specified within DSM-V that resulted in functional impairment which substantially interferes with or limits the child's role or functioning in family, school, or community activities. Your 5 minutes starts now.
I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end, and then I'll start again. No, I won't leave.
Time's up. Now set aside your work for the next definition. It is an impairment caused by disease such as bone tuberculosis, poliomyelitis, or impairments for other causes to include amputations, fractures, cerebral palsy, burns, or fractures. Impairment characteristics involve problems using hands, arms, and leg. Your 5 minutes starts now.
Time's up. Now set aside your work for the seventh definition. It is also known as ASD, a complex developmental disability that typically appears during the first 3 years of life and affects a person's ability to communicate and interact with others. Your 5 minutes starts now.
Time's up. Now set aside your work for the last definition. It occurs when a child is exposed to traumatic events or traumatic situation, and when this exposure overwhelms the child's ability to cope up with what they have experienced. This happens. Your 5 minutes starts now. It is now time for us to witness all the artworks that our participants made with regards to the 8 definitions that we gave them.
Every anxious thought that steals my breath, it's a heavy weight upon my chest. As I lie awake and wonder what the future will hold, help me to remember that you're in control. You're my courage when I worry in the dead of night. You're my strength 'cause I'm not strong enough to win this fight. You are greater than the battle raging in my mind. I will trust you, Lord. I will fear no more. I will lift my eyes, I will lift my cares, lay them in your hands, I'll leave them there.
A round of applause to all of our participants who really did a great job in portraying the given definition to them. This will really help our friends to feel welcome and understood by our society. Thank you for all of you.
For this, let me hear from our participants their thoughts about this activity that we had. We have Miss Paz.
So, good day. First and foremost, I am very glad that I am one of the speakers in this activity. So, this activity gave me a realization how grateful our life is. Though we are not all born as a normal person, because there are other people who has a special needs or born with disability, but this is not a reason that we are not going to treat them the way we treat as a normal person. So out of this activity, I have realized that we must be a good influence or a good role model rather to other people, that we must treat our special friends the way we treat normal person. So that could be all. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Paz.
How about Miss Glipa?
Good day, everyone. I am Crystal H. Glipa, one of the speakers of this meaningful activity, and I am so grateful to be part of this activity. Life is tough for everyone, and then we find ourselves questioning our priorities, what we have, the choices we make, why our life is not the same with their life, and everything about ourselves. We even wish to be like them, wish to have the same life with them. We even hate our life sometimes, without even thinking how grateful we are to be completely, physically, mentally, and spiritually. How grateful we are that we can do whatever we want because we are complete. How grateful we are to experience the life and enjoy every second of it. How grateful we are that we can actually make choices and choose what we want, while other people cannot. We didn't think how hard the life of a people with disability, people who lack of abilities to do what we want and experience the wonderful life. We always questioning ourselves instead of being thankful and contented of what we have, while people with disabilities didn't mind if what they are lack of. Instead, we are the one who much appreciated in life. People with disabilities didn't question the things that are missing in their lives because they are contented of what they have and they only focus on their lives. My point here is we should be grateful and contented of what we have because we are so lucky enough that we have a complete body. We are so lucky enough that we can do whatever we want, unlike other people or those people with disabilities who are struggling so much in life. To those people with disabilities, I know how difficult your life is. Because of you, we learned how to live our life to the fullest and enjoy it every day. Because of you, we learned how to be grateful of what we have. And always remember that disability is natural. Don't mind other people. Don't mind what they say. Just focus on yourself and be yourself, because your disability does not prevent for who you are and what you are capable of. Don't stop believing yourself in doing something because your disability does not stop you from doing anything. From this activity, I just realized that the real disability is not in the people who lack of abilities, but to the people who can't find happiness and can't accept the real them. I will end this with a quote: "Your success and happiness lies in you. Resolve to keep happy your joy and you shall form an invincible host against difficulties." By Helen Keller. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for that, Miss Glipa.
And lastly, Miss Panilagaw.
Foremost, I want to airing my gratefulness to everyone. Words is not enough to describe how honored and blessed I am today to be part of this talk show through our Zoom meet. Thank you for such a beautiful opportunity and experience that you've given to me. To be honest, during and after of our activity that we had earlier, I acquired new knowledge, new information, and new facts on how to define and the classification of PWDs or person with disabilities. I realized to myself and understand that learning disabilities can affect an individual life beyond an academic, can impact to the relationship of your friends, family, and also in your workplace. I believe that people with disabilities are still people. There are people with hearts to beyond their actual physical behavior. They do their best to live every day to their fullest life. That's all. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.
Disabilities can affect people in a lot of different ways, even though they have the same disability. Some disabilities may be hidden, known as invisible disability. Thus, knowing the types or kinds of disabilities that our fellow friends experience, this will help us in understanding the world that they live in.
This activity has been a productive one thanks to all of our participants and to you who came here for this content. This is Jovelyn Dingalasa
And this is Betsaide Gila Cunha
signing off. Have a great day, everyone.
For you, I see you smile as you cross the finish line, making a history mark, gaining a beautiful crown. Humanity has may see you sad for all you had, a challenging part that humans may feel bad, but you had all taken it back and gained the strength that they never had. A person whom anyone would think would fail, but has it all in his back, the courage and talents despite the things he may lack.